Edgehunter has elemental powers, and Ventus control is one of those powers. These are introducing one of the new icons on a card called instant play. What this means is when this card enters your hand, it immediately is played and you draw another card. So this card does not count as a faction play, it is just instantly played. Even if you draw during a faction turn, it's played and you draw another card and you play a card. So the instant play effect is part of every elemental card. There are 4 elemental cards. This one is called Ventus Control. The way the elemental cards work is like essentially a mini game. There are 3 possible options, and it is only triggered when a card containing the Ventus or wind is played first. So this would be played as a faction card. That would do your faction play, and then you would basically combine these things to say, okay, Ventus gets activated. That elemental power goes into play, and then you draw a card, and depending on the number on the card will depend on what action it takes. In the case of a 10, you would basically swap one opponent card with one card from your side. So perhaps, in this case, it's not a very good option, but we'd have to swap a 6 for a 5, okay? If I was to draw a 7, which fits in the middle between a 4 and 8, you'd swap one card with a neutral area. So in this case, maybe I'd swap for the 9. Then, if you draw a card that's a 2, the opponent actually gets to swap one of their cards with a card from the neutral area. Now, it's only done one time per turn, but that is essentially how it works. So you'll draw one card, and one of these 3 actions will happen. The only other thing you need to know about these elemental cards is that you may swap. So if I have a second elemental card in my faction hand, at the end of any turn, it's a free swap between elements. So you're able to take an element and swap it if you happen to have 2 in your hand. That way you can get another on the board to do combined effects. You cannot have more than one elemental card on the board at the same time, and an elemental card is unremovable. There is no way to get rid of this card once it is on the board. However, Safeguard, one neutral card, can place it to stop its operation.